Come on, morning. And thank you, Randy, for that great introduction. It's always a pleasure to be here at IAB, and as Randy said, we're very, very proud of the contributions we continue to make as part of this incredible universe we're going through, and this digital transformation that our industry, interactive entertainment, is enjoying right now. If you follow games at any level at all, you hear the words change, transformation, the radicalness of the change to direct-to-consumer as well, the ability for us to not make some of the mistakes that we saw some years ago with music, and our ability to be able to position this industry, this $50 billion plus industry, for growth over the next 3 to 5 years. And it's really going to be about content. It's going to be about how we as publishers of that content are able to go to market with consumers. And I'm going to give you a little taste this morning of the types of things that we're looking for in interactive entertainment to be able to drive towards making sure that that whole experience is meaningful and that we all, as an industry, can start to gain access to the consumers in a whole different new way. You can see here today's consumer, as you see, consumes more content. I think that's probably kind of a duh, if you will, in the Simpsons language to just about anybody in here. They use more devices, and we're going to talk about that, and that certainly has been both an issue and an opportunity for us in interactive entertainment, the proliferation of devices, and they're more demanding as a result. Quite frankly, when you have more access to content and you have this 24/7 ability to be able to consume content, they become more demanding, more picky, if you will, as to regards what it is that they consume. Let's look at some of the numbers over the next few slides, and they're stunning. 53 billion minutes on Facebook, that's my kids alone. 200 billion online videos in October. The great majority, I would assume, is YouTube, of course, but this ability now for people to be able to consume content that is moving pictures, interestingly, a lot more through their mobile phones than we're seeing in PCs, is a great opportunity for us in interactive entertainment and for everybody here that's in the publishing and content world. And it's very rare I get to put trillion on a slide, but 4.8 trillion display ad impressions across the US on the web in 2011. So you can see our ability now to be able to have the content is there. The real challenge is going to be navigation, getting the quality of content, engaging with consumers is what we're going to talk about today. So when we look at that going forward, how do we, if I can get my clicker to work. All right, there we go. How do we then make sense in our world of all of the devices, all of these platforms that are now emerging? We're looking at ecosystems. $144 billion spent last year on devices. We love our devices. And again, the ability for consumers now 24/7 to gain access to that content is going to be driven by these devices. Look at these next two figures, because I was stunned about a week ago putting the presentation together to see these figures. 1 billion smartphones, not just regular feature phones, smartphones by the end of 2016. But more importantly, look at this last figure. 6.8 billion devices, mobile connected devices by the end of this year. That is more than one device for every human being on this earth. So the ability for people now, no matter where they are, no matter what they're doing, to connect to content is unprecedented in our history. And this is obviously just going to grow and grow and grow. And the challenge that we have, everybody here in this room, as well as ourselves here at Electronic Arts, is how do we make sense of this? How do we acquire these consumers in a meaningful way? How do we engage with them? Because as you're going to hear this morning, it's not necessarily about reach and delivering impressions. All of that is good, and we're still in the great world of advertising because of these platforms. But how do we really make what we do meaningful? And more importantly, how do they remember who we are, deliver against the recall numbers that we look at as an industry, and make sure that we truly, truly, truly are able then to monetize against that consumer?